Best known for his acting in Hindi and Marathi films,
The track record says that season twos don't work as well as season one. So I think Samantar 2 doing better than Samantar 1 is like a big relief for all of us.
he recently announced a Made in India OTT platform venture.
To keep walking, to keep working. You will fail someday, you will pass someday, you will do great someday, you will do not so great someday. The idea is to keep playing.
Music India A-list proudly recognizes Swapnil Joshi for excellence in acting and business.
Hello and welcome to NewsX India A-List. I'm Priyanka Sharma and joining me today on the broadcast is none other than well-known actor and producer Swapnil Joshi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Priyanka. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. First of all, congratulations on the release of Samantar 2. How was the overall experience like shooting for the second season, and what was it that made you pick this project as your OTT debut in the first place?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, you're absolutely right. And at the cost of sounding immodest, I think Samantha has really done great for all of us. And I think it's a very, very overwhelming feeling when your season two does better than your season one. Because more often than not, the track record says that season twos don't work as well as season one. So I think Samantha 2 doing better than Samantha 1 is like a big relief for all of us. I think it was a calculated risk. I'm telling, I'm specifically saying it in all interviews that I was wanting to do web. Web was, calling out to me for almost last 4 to 5 years. And I was doing a decent job in Marathi films and TV. And so I was kind of all over the place. But I was holding on to myself before getting onto the web train. Because I genuinely thought कि मैं जो मराठी फिल्मों में करता हूँ या जो मराठी टीवी में करता हूँ, if I end up doing the same thing on web, then why would the web audience want to consume my work? Because they're already getting that to see in films and TV. So I wanted to get into the web space with a subject that kind of just does justice to that space. And I think Samantar was like a blessing, and it kind of ticked all the boxes for me to get onto the web space with the right role and the right positioning and a platform like MX Player. So I think it was a calculated risk, and now that it has gone well, I think it was worth the wait.
Right. You started your journey at the age of 9, if not, I'm not mistaken. And you've been a part of the Indian film industry and the television industry for a long time now. How would you describe your journey? Tell us about your journey a bit, and which project has been your personal favorite till date?
It's Janmashtami today. So so I'd like to take the occasion, and I'd like to say that the role of Shri Krishna is always and will always be my most cherished role, because that is one role that gave me recognition throughout the world, and I always say it jokingly that I'll take this role to my last day and beyond. They will always know me as Sri Krishna deep down in their hearts, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I think it's a compliment. But yes, having been around for almost 3 decades now, I think the journey has been very enriching and extremely satisfying. I've won some, I've learned some, but I think all in all, it has been an absolutely fascinating journey. I've met some amazing people on the way, have met some amazing characters along the way, and I've been able to portray. I think an actor is very blessed, because very, very rarely do you get to play so many things in one life. Like at the drop of a hat, I can be a police inspector. At the drop of a hat, I can be a lawyer. I can be a doctor. I can be a walked out guy. I can be whatever I want to with that script of mine. And I think actors, I think we're a very, very blessed breed. So the journey has been fascinating.
Nice. So now the past year and a half has been difficult for the world at large. How did you cope with the pandemic, and what were some of the key lessons that you learned along the way?
I think all of us. I think the one lesson that we've all learned, at least individually for me, is that you need to spend time with yourself and your loved ones. Nothing is going to matter. Your money, your positioning, your power, your contacts, your cars, your bungalows, nothing's going to matter at the end of the day. What is going to matter is how well you loved yourself and your loved ones, and how well and healthy have you lived. So I think for me, that's been a personal lesson in the last 1.5, 2 years. In the entire rat race of going somewhere and getting somewhere and doing something, very, very rarely do you sit, stand, pause, and take note of your own self. Pause a while and say, wow, you were good today, or you look good today. So I think the pandemic has taught all of us to spend some time with ourselves every day and love ourselves. And so I think that is what the pandemic has taught me. I've been very blessed work-wise because Ramayan did a retelecast at the beginning of the lockdown, and then Uttar Ramayan happened, and I played Kush there. And then Sri Krishna did a retelecast, and then Samantar 1 happened at the beginning of the lockdown, and then Samantar 2 happened just now. So I think work-wise, it's been a great 1.5 years. I had no complaints there, where most people had hardly anything going for them. I think the last 2 years have been splendid on the work front. So I'd be lying if I say work was not good. And I'm blessed to be able to say that. But I think personally, it was absolutely, it was a 1.5, 2 years of self-enlightenment, to say the least.
Right. Tell us about your latest venture, Tamora DigiWorld. If I'm not mistaken, it was started amid the lockdown itself. What is it all about, and what inspired you to start this venture?
Yes, absolutely. So we're getting into the OTT space with Tamora DigiWorld. So me and some like-minded people, and specifically Mr. Narendra Firodia, who's also a philanthropist and industrialist, doing multiple businesses. We've been thinking about it for almost 1.5 years to start an OTT platform, which would be like a Make in India or a Made in India OTT platform, which would cater to the taste and the likes and nuances of the Indian audiences across the country. And we've been working on it for almost a year and a half with few very, very like-minded people from different fields of the spectrum. And now we kind of set to take it to the next level. So I think in the next few weeks, I'll be also coming out with timelines as to when we intend to start and promotions and all of that. But I think one little baby step in a completely new venture connected to the entertainment industry. But I will be switching sides to the other part of the entertainment industry, which is making content and delivering content and not just being a part of content. So very, very excited, and I think great times for the digital space in general, and for me with Tamora DigiWorld.
Right. Now, last but not the least, what would be your advice to young actors who are just venturing into the industry?
Oh, no, I really don't think. I think the generation today is extremely they're very sorted, and they know what they want, they know what they don't want. So I think I'm not really the guy who would, they'd go to advice for. But what I've learned in my journey, I can definitely share that with you. And what I've learned is, to keep walking, to keep working. You will fail someday, you will pass someday, you'll do great someday, you'll do not so great someday. The idea is to keep playing, to keep walking, to keep working. Cricket में जैसे कहते हैं ना कि crease मत छोड़ो.
Yeah.
Wicket फेंक के मत आओ. Stay at the crease, keep batting, and few tough overs, few not so great overs, but वो छक्का चौका लगना ही है. So just stay there, stay at the crease and keep working, and be honest to what you do. And I think the result or the success or the failure is always a byproduct.
Absolutely. Well, that's a wrap from our end. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Priyanka. It was lovely talking to you.
Same here. Thank you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.